We're top of the table. The January transfer window is underway. So, of course, our first-team goalkeeper pulled his groin, and he's out for the next 4 to 8 weeks. Fun times here in Kaisersalutern, and this is the Red Devils Rising. I may have been off by I was off by a factor of 2, but then again, it's groin strains, and even just reading those kind of makes me cringe. So Stefano Mazzini just literally injured his groin muscle. He's out for the next 2 to 4 weeks, which means Drews is going to be our starting keeper, and I'm okay with that. I think he'll do a credible job. Ritter dislocated his shoulder not too long ago, and yeah, it was in November, so he's just coming back. So that was a 6-week injury. We last played Ingolstadt Paderborn. So after that, we played Heidenheim, and we absolutely thumped them 4-1. Goebbels a brace of goals, Francisco a goal, Tuazi a goal. He's back from injury and doing a decent job. Against Hamburg, we drew with them 1-1. This was one of those games where it seemed neither side really wanted to win, so we really tried not to. Against Jan Regensburg, we FM'd him. A 93rd minute extra time goal. This was a draw until Ben-Gura got an opportunity and made the most of it. And then against, I keep forgetting this team name, Sandhausen, good grief. We absolutely thumped them. Bresciani a goal, Francisco a goal, Markovic a goal, Goebbels a goal. It was 4-0 at the half, and they really didn't try anything. The one goal they got was on a breakaway. So today, I'll be honest with you, we are 10 days into the transfer window, and I haven't made any moves yet. I've got players out there and players I'm looking at, but no one's come in. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to play back-to-back St. Pauli games. This Cracovia game is a friendly. The Eintracht Braunschweig game is a regular Bundesliga game. But what that'll do is it'll get the Pokal game out of the way. And St. Pauli is a really good squad. They're in 3rd place. We are currently in 1st on 35 points. Hamburg is 2 points behind us. It's a fight. This is going to be interesting. There's a lot of teams that could still jump up. If we have a bad run of form and another team has a good run of form, the top of the table is going to get very, very interesting. But I think what I'm going to do is we'll play the Pokal game, and then we'll come back and play them in the Bundesliga. And that'll get us to the end of the transfer window. It will also give us a nice starting point to start off the rest of the season recordings and everything like that. Assuming we win our Pokal 3rd round game, we'll figure out where we're playing in there. And it could be an overly long episode, depends on how many transfer moves are made, but I'm okay with that. So what I'm going to do is double check my best available 11, set the reserves, and we are going to come back with our DFB Pokal 3rd round match against FC St. Pauli in just a bit. So we are starting Drews and goal today. Shad, Jamelka, Reeder, and Decoria are the back 4. Gennaro and Bresciani are the midfielders. Markovic and Francisco, the attacking midfielders. Roser and Goebbels up top as a striker. Cheer Decker is my 18-year-old youth keeper with a lot of promise. After that, we've got nobody. Literally nobody. Pantovic. Back to Sodilio. Over to Buckman. Up to Tashi. Beal. Pantovic tries feeding Tashi, and he pushes it just wide right. We've been doing really well. The one thing that has happened is our defense has tightened up a bit. And so we're not giving the teams we're facing as many opportunities to score, which is always nice. Gennaro gets his own rebound, takes the shot. Himmelman's there and blocks it, but it goes right to Goebbels, who puts it in for his 7th goal of the season. Although, in all honesty, like 4 of his goals are a result of something like that, where he gets the rebound off a... Götze missed the tackle. Although Himmelman did really good to stop the first shot. Oh, what nasty weather. Decoria bruised his shin. We'll take a look at him here in just a second. Markovic. Goebbels. Francisco hit it right at Himmelman. Drews taps it over to Jamelka. Up to Gennaro. He feeds Roser at the midfield. Roser cuts inside, heads back outside, tries feeding Markovic, but I don't know that player's name, stepped in front of it. Tashi. And Drew's a very nice save. 19. Pakarata. Gotza missed the header. Drews taps it to Jamelka. Long pass towards Roser. He heads it down. Markovic's there. He tries getting it back to Roser, but the number 10 was in the way. Pakarata to Buckman. Back to Pakarata. Over to Mellum. Back to Buckman. Long pass towards Hopman. He gets out to Pantovic on the right. Pantovic goes wide. Holds up. Gets by Dekure, but Reeder knocks away to Sedilia. Sedilia sends it in. Mellum's there, and he scores. Equalizing the game. After this highlight, we'll take a look at... Well... Just a crazy injured, but he's... We'll bring on Redondo. And Reeder, off the corner kick, his second goal of the season. Was too busy subbing out Dekure. That's really cool. You can right-click and do all that. There have been a lot of UI/UX improvements on the skin and that within the game that have made this a lot easier. I like the fact that you can right-click on a lot of things and get to where you need to go in fewer clicks. I'll show you an example of that after the game here. Gennaro, long pass to Francisco on the left. Sedilia dispossesses him, but the ball goes to Redondo. Redondo loses it. Hopman picks it up for St. Pauli. His long pass is intercepted by Reeder, who gets it to Bresciani. Bresciani sends it up into space. Roser can't get there. Pacareta sends it to Himmelman, who just launches it forward. Reeder steps in front of Tashi. Ball goes to Null. A lot of bad passes. Gubbles gets the ball, drives forward, and he taps it over Himmelman for his 8th goal of the season. Nice header by Francisco to get it down to Goebbels. Oh, Goebbels went left. That's what happened. Himmelman wasn't prepared for it. We are very, very clinical today, and that's a good thing to see. 8 shots, 6 on target. Not the best pass completion, not the best possession. But if you're scoring when you do have it, you don't need to have high possession numbers. Goebbels misses the header. It goes over the crossbar. That was a good sequence. And it is halftime. We have a 3-1 lead thanks to a brace of goals by Goebbels and a goal by Reeder. 9 shots, 6 on target. We're doing really, really well. Redondo throws it into Goebbels, who's dispossessed by Hopman. Over to Pep Biel. Tashi takes the shot, but he pushes it wide left. Shad on the throw-in, throws it away. Sedilia, however, just heads it down over to Redondo, who picks it up. Gennaro feeds Roser. Back to Bresciani. Over to Francisco. He tried tapping it up for Goebbels, but ball was intercepted. Biel heads it down, but Francisco steps in front of it. Redondo. Up to Francisco. And was he fouled? No, Pantovic wasn't called for the foul. Ball ends up at Hopman's foot. He gets it back to Buckman. Long pass towards Pantovic on the right. He drops it back to Sedilia. Hopman feeds Pantovic. Oh, and Drew's a couple of nice saves. I couldn't speak there for a minute because there was so much going on. Roser gets the ball up to Francisco. And the highlight ends. What the hell, FM? About 67 minutes in, we are going to make a couple of changes here. We're going to bring Kalala on for Shad. We're going to bring Glenn Ray on for Jamelka. I told the team to focus. Now they're all sad. Markovic feeds Roser. He drops it off to Kalala, all alone on the right. Lofts it in. Bresciani's there, but he heads it over the crossbar. Biel on the throw-in. Gets it to Gotza. Back to Biel. Over to Sedilia. Long pass. Knocked away. Back and forth. Lawrence with the ball. His attempted pass is bounced off a Kaisersalutern player. Francisco has it driving forward. No one in front of him. Tries tapping off to Goebbels, who gets it to Rote off the crossbar. Beal again on the throw-in for St. Pauli. Gotze, Sedelia, Beal, and Tashi was there for the goal. That was nice. Yeah, Beal ran right towards his spot. There was no one covering him because they'd collapsed down into the box. Tashi was right there. But that extra time goal isn't going to matter because we beat St. Pauli in the Pokal 3-2 thanks to a brace of goals by William Goebbels and a goal by Reeder. So one of the things that is very cool, if you go over here to your menu and you right-click, it'll take you to the sub-menus for that particular page. So if you want to set up a mentoring group as an example, you just go here and click mentoring. The other thing that is very cool is if you're setting up your schedules, I need to set up my schedules. So like as an example, you're looking ahead and you change something and you realize, okay, I've got two teamworks, one right after the other there. I don't want that to be a teamwork. I want that to be a defensive shape. You click that and you're good. It's all right-click stuff. It's very, very cool. Instead of having to go in and, with 2 clicks, you did there what it would normally take you. We go here. Okay, that's 1. Go back to 2, so on and so forth. It was very, very cool. So we got some transfer moves to look at. We got some scouting reports to look at. We're going to play the Cracovia friendly and then Eintracht Braunschweig offline. And then we'll come back for the St. Pauli game at the end of the month. And that is the day the transfer window closes. So we'll have all our moves, which there probably won't be any because, frankly, I don't have a lot of money. And I think anyone I do sign is going to be for next season, as you can tell by there. I have signed one player for next season, although he has not agreed to it yet. But that's what's going on. So we will be back in just a bit. Well, the Cracovia friendly was nice. Oh, a little bit too high here. Well, the Cracovia friendly was nice. It was a little away trip. Not a huge crowd, but Gennaro scored a goal, Rote scored a goal. Everybody stayed pretty much match fit. Against Eintracht Braunschweig, we absolutely thumped them 5-1. Goebbels a brace of goals, Rote a goal, Jamelka a goal, Bresciani a goal right before the end of the game. It was a very, very good game. It was fun to watch. Today we are playing FC St. Pauli in our regular Bundesliga game. With the win at Eintracht Braunschweig, Eintracht, we are currently in first place, 2 points ahead of Hamburg, who drew their last game. Transfer window-wise, we didn't really make a lot of moves. I don't have a lot of money. I've only got maybe 200,000 euros to spend. I did find 165,000 euros. And you know what? We'll make this budget adjustment here so the board is at least happy with me. That, hey, we are meeting our payroll. I did sign a couple players whose contracts were expiring this year. They'll be here, and you'll see them in the next transfer window. A couple of oddities that just didn't make a lot of sense to me. We'll get to that here in just a second. Joel Matty was on an expired contract at Rote JC, which I want to say is in the Netherlands? No, Belgium. 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, 17-year-old midfielder. He came up as an expired contract, graded out fairly well. His physicals are not too bad. The 6 strength is a little low, but that can be worked on. Mentally, he's weak in a couple areas, but 13 off the ball, 15 work rate, 11 decision making. That's already really good. 9 dribbling, 12 first touch, 15 technique for a 17-year-old midfielder. You get him some quality training, get him some quality first team playing time at some of the lower league levels, and he will be absolutely fabulous. I have installed Zealand's new Regen face pack, New Gan face pack. It is absolutely fabulous. Getting if you're far enough into a game like I am, we're already 3 years into the game, you're going to have a ton of new gens come up, so getting them all faces is going to be a little bit interesting. Next in, Elton Thaki, who is from Finland. I can't really pronounce the team he came from. Turun Pallasura? He is a 2-star current, 4-star potential midfielder / winger. Can also play advanced midfielder very, very well. Physically, he's fairly decent so far. Nice acceleration, agility, and pace. Strength is a little bit on the low side. Natural fitness is good, though. Mentally, solid if unspectacular. The 13 aggression, 12 composure, 12 decision-making, 12 determination, 14 flair, 13 ball, and 12 vision is nice. The positioning is a little bit on the low side, but we can also work on that. Technically, he's okay where it counts in most areas and very, very good in others. 15 dribbling, 15 first touch, 16 technique. That there is the big reason why I signed him. He was also on an expired contract and came to us essentially for free. I had to pay him a little bit more to get here, but I'm okay with that because Francisco is 25, Lucas Marinovic is 28, going on 29. So in a couple of years, I will be looking to replace them with younger players who can step in. I believe Thaki is one of those players who could step in. Now, he's too old for the under-19s, and they wanted to promote him to the Kaisersalutern B squad, but I don't control the B squad. I have yet to figure that out. If we look at my roster and we filter out everyone except my second team players, I only have 4 players on my second teamers, and first team's out on loan. That's why he's orange for out. That's how I recognize that. If I go to schedule, here is the senior squad. I can arrange a friendly. If I go to the U19s, I can arrange a friendly there if I want, but the head coach has the responsibility for arranging friendly matches in the under-19s. And because my under-19s are playing in an organized division, they're in the U19 Southwest division, and they're currently tied with Bayern for first place there, which leads me to believe Mike got some really good youth players who are developing really well. I don't schedule friendlies for the U19 squad. If we go to the second 11, which is the B squad, that's their schedule. There's no option for me to schedule friendlies. Now, the B squad does have a couple of members, a couple of coaches. They have a scout available to them. They have a physio available to them who I have there. But I haven't assigned anyone else there because, I'll be honest, I'm not clear if coaches I have assigned to the B squad can also work with players from other teams. Now, I know goalkeeping coaches on the first team squad can work up and down the squads. I would assume that's true, but I also know I have next to no wage budget, so I am not going to be hiring anybody here. Now, if we get up to the Bundesliga, and that looks probable this season, I may get to a point where I start adding more players to the B squad as they rotate out of the under-19s, but they're just exactly not good enough for the under-21 or for the first teams. We'll have to see what happens. Now, these two here, this is kind of odd. Hugo Vallejo is the player I'm getting from Real Madrid. He will be here next season. We'll take a look at him. 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, 22-year-old winger. It's graded out as a 96 already. So he's 4-star current, 5-star potential. And he was available on a free. Why wouldn't I go for him? Marco Wiesborn is one of my young players, defensive right back. I can also play wing back and advanced midfielder. I'm not a huge fan of his because I've been trying to work on getting his determination up, and it hasn't. But as you can see, physically, with the exception of his strength, he's pretty gifted. Technically, he's getting better. He's 18 years old. He's 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. St. Pauli came in and essentially just poached him. I wasn't paying attention, and they signed him. I have another couple of youth players who teams made offers for, but I turned those down. And was able to keep him on the squad. So we have St. Pauli coming up in our Bundesliga game. The one thing I wanted to check out is this is our starting 11. So Bresciani is 23. Do I have a younger player I'd be willing to start? We're going to be right back. I deleted one of the folders I wanted to use. It's a face pack folder. That's why Markovic and Francisco had the blacked out faces, even though I had them prior. So I had to copy that back over and refresh the screen to load it. Now Bresciani is 23, so he is not a regen. So what I am interested in, you know what, we're going to do this real quick. And that's why I did that, because I've only got my second team selected. So we're going to do this real quick. We're going to quick pick the squad. Bresciani, Markovic, Ray, Jamelka, Shad, Roser. Now, Thomas Dressel is a 2-star current, 5-star potential defensive center back. He's 17 years old. We're going to put him in here at Ray's spot. We're going to go to the briefing. Assign him a number. I could have sworn at one point in time it went through, maybe giving you a lot of credit. Tunnel. Match preview. Okay, here we go. So your regens are going to be players who don't have the circle around them. So going forward, that's how you're going to know if a player is a regen or not, if you have Zealand's New Gant face pack. At least that is on this skin, and this is the... totally blanking on it. Who picked up an injury already? Was that their player or mine? Tashi to Hoffman. To Kynes. He holds it up, drops it back off to Pacarata. Pep Beal, top of the box, off the post. Hoffman runs it down. And somebody was offsides. One of their players got injured. Pantovic got injured. Okay. Half hour in, no other highlights really. They've had more shots and more on target than we've had. But it doesn't really count for a lot at this point. Pacarata throws it into Kynes. He drops it back off to Beal, gets up to Tashi. Pantovic on the left side of the box. Baseline, dispossessed by Shad. Knocks away, but it goes right to Hopman. It wasn't a bad pass per se, but he really didn't have any other options. Lennon, knocked away by Gennaro in the box. Hopman runs it down. Gets by the defender. Drops it off to Lennon. Headed in, and crossed in rather. Tashi heads it over the crossbar. Drews made a move for him as the ball was coming in. That may have thrown him off. Goetz just totally fouled Goebbels in front of the ref. He is off. Gertz, probably. Like I said, I lived there for 3 years. Almost every German I met spoke English better than I do. So I know some of the pronunciations, but not all of them. So apologies if I'm mangling a name. Shad is not having a good game. Markovic gets the ball to Gennaro. Back out to Bresciani. Back to Gennaro. Over to Shad. He tries banging it in, but he bounces it off St. Pauli player. Dressel ends up with the ball. Gennaro. Knocked away. Abduli. Knocks it away. Goes to Shad, who almost loses it. Gennaro picks it up. Drops it off to Bresciani. He feeds Goebbels, who hits the post. Oh, that was annoying. A lot of woodwork hits this match. So we're coming up on 60 minutes. We are going to make a couple of changes here. Shad's a bit gassed. We're going to bring on Andrzej Zivek, who is a youth player, who's, for some reason, his stats are falling, and I'm not quite sure why. And I don't do under 18 training. Something tells me I probably should. We're going to get Dressel off just because he's on the yellow card and bring on Ray. Kynes sends it in. Jamalka knocks it clear. Goebbels has it. He drives forward. He's just a little bit faster than everybody on the field. Holds it up. Double teamed. Tries crossing it in, but it was a poor cross. Went right to Himmelman. It was a good effort right until the end. Himmelman aims towards Tashi. It's headed down, but no one in a St. Paul uniform is there to get it. Drews to Jamelka. Back to Drews. Out to Decore. Feeds Francisco. Taps over to... It was a bad pass. That was a bad shot. Tashi. Out to Lennon. Right side of the box. Decore's on him. Kynes is there and heads it, and it hits the crossbar. Holy cow, are we dodging bullets left and right here? Lennon to Sedilia. Back to Lennon. He gets up to Beal, over to Hopman, out to Tashi. Pass towards Kynes in the open field. He runs it down in the box. Takes the shot, but it's right at Drews, who's done a solid job for us while Mazzini's been out. Now, granted, there haven't been a lot of games played, but still. Markovic gets the errant goal kick, and he's dispossessed by Kynes. Pecorata. Oh, Markovic steals it back. Gennaro. And he's dispossessed by Mellum. He's trying to do too much. Mellum's driving forward. Kynes to Mellum. Back to Pecorata. Tashi. Pep Beal. Off the crossbar again. How many woodwork hits have we had in this game? That is full time. Drew's on a 7-5. That was a solid effort by him. They had 2. We had 1. Holy cow. And we were a man up most of the second half. That is just unflippin' real. Which, depending on what else happens today, means if Hamburg wins, then the next game they're going to be tied for first. We are signing 2 more players. Eric Bailey, who I made a move for at the beginning of the season and wanted like 24,000 euros a week and an important player contract, is coming here for the next 2 years on a squad player contract as a defensive center back. He'll be part of the rotation. 28 years old, 34 caps, 2 goals for the English team. Physically, his scouting report literally just... He came off my short list, which is why I took a look at him, because I was surprised he hasn't been picked up. So, solid physically, really good mentally. Technically, not the best, but he's good where it counts on defensive matters. And then Shackleton. Ben Shackleton is a youngster from England, also a defensive center back. He also fell off my scouting reports thing, but he's literally 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Now, that's at this level. It may go down a little bit. But he's here on a breakthrough prospect contract, 18 years old. I'm not really risking much by signing him. And the fact that he's willing to come here counts for a lot. So, one of the things I do have high hopes for. So, this is the senior squad now. If I sort by age... It's a little bit older than I like to run. The median age of my clubs, no matter what, in whatever save I have, always tend to run lowest average age in the league, 23, 24 years. At this point, we're a little bit older. Now, we do have some quality players. You know, Ritter's good, Roser's good, Tim Reeder's kind of falling off. Ilarigi's not bad. Gennaro is solid. Decore is solid. Mazzini's solid. He's 24. So you get down in here, we do have some very good younger players with potential. Gubbles, for an example, he's only 21. Nicodemo Santini, 18 years old. This 2 determination is killing me. And I put him in a mentoring group, a really good mentoring group. I mean, Shad has a 13 determination. Gennaro's got a 19 determination. Jamelka's solid. Kubler is solid. So I'm hoping his determination will go up. If not, he's going to be one of those players I'm going to have to let go because I just cannot abide a low determination player. And Dressel is the guy we just started, has a solid future in front of him. And see, now his arrows are up because he got the game time. Oh, FM, you so crazy sometimes. But what I'm really hopeful for going forward is, this is my U19 squad. If we sort by potential, and we take out Wiesenborn because he's going to be moving on, I've got 6 players that are 5-star potential. And that's 5-star Bundesliga 2 potential. And a slew of players, 2-4, another 5 players who are 4.5-star potential. And that's Bundesliga 2 potential. Granted, some of them do have low determination, and we're going to try and work on that. And that is my wife calling. We'll be right back. And we're back. Household 6 calls. You stop what you're doing and you pay attention. That's probably why we've been married for as long as we have been. But yeah, the youth team has a lot of really good potential players on it. Now, even if they aren't Bundesliga quality, I know they're 3 and 2 Bundesliga quality as well. So, if for whatever reason they don't turn out to be the players we expect them to be, I know we can move them on and get something for them. So, I'm hopeful about the future, especially because we're in first place now, and looks like maybe going to the Bundesliga next season is a very good possibility. I'm not surprised about it this season. After where we finished last season, yes, I was surprised, because I no way expected to finish in 3rd place last season. I was aiming for mid-table, and I set my expectations to mid-table this season as well. You know, we were going to finish in 8th place. We're in first place. We're doing really well, and we're going to keep it going forward. So that said, if you did like what you've seen and heard, and I apologize for the length of the episode, but I think it was worth it, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM21. I thank you for watching.